If she was the unstable one, then why was he the only person who never seemed afraid? 6:18 a.m. Front steps of Brooke Lanning's home. Her porch light glows against the early morning dim, and no one has heard her voice in 11 hours. Brooke's best friend, Tori Matheson, stands frozen on the walkway, gripping her phone so tightly her knuckles pale. The unread messages weigh heavier than the quiet. A faint breeze scatters Brooke's unopened mail, reminders of plans she never got to finish. Inside, Detective Grant Holloway studies the living room like it's holding its breath. Nothing is broken. Nothing is forced. Nothing is right. Grant listens as Mason Hale repeats the same polished line. She was struggling. You know how she gets. But Grant watches his eyes, and what he sees isn't concern. It's strategy. Main suspect, Mason Hale. Across the room, Detective Alana Pierce notices Brooke's cardigan draped across the chair, fabric still warm where the sun touched it. She murmurs, if she walked out on her own, she walked out without her life. Then Mark Ridley, the neighbor, steps onto the porch, voice low and steady. I saw her early this morning. She wasn't upset. She was scared. The air shifts. Mason freezes. Grant writes one question on his notepad. Scared of who? Before anyone can answer, Nolan Price, a passerby, arrives holding something he found near the curb. Brooke's small silver pendant, clasp snapped clean, its chain dirt smudged like it was dropped while she was running. In that moment, the detectives stop searching for a missing woman. They begin searching for the instant her fear turned real. A moment when Brooke Lanning reached for safety, and someone stopped her. If Mason's story was honest, why does every new clue tighten around him? If she was unstable, then why did every trace of her morning look interrupted? Not voluntary? 6:39 a.m. Inside Brooke Lanning's kitchen. Detective Alana Pierce pauses at the counter. Two mugs sit side by side, one half filled, one untouched. Steam long gone, but the placement feels wrong, like someone set them down in a rush. Across the room, Detective Grant Holloway reviews Brooke's planner. A neatly written note catches his attention. Call Naomi, 8 a.m. sharp. Dr. Naomi Briggs, her therapist. If Brooke planned a call that precise, why would she vanish before it? She had a plan for the day. Meanwhile, Mason Hale sits at the table, hands folded too neatly. His tone stays soft, but every sentence leans a little too much on blame. She wasn't thinking clearly. She left because she gets overwhelmed. Grant doesn't look up. Then explain this. He places Brooke's phone on the table, screen cracked, found behind the garden hedge. Mason blinks once, too slowly. I didn't even know she dropped it. But Tori Matheson steps through the doorway, whispering fiercely. She never goes anywhere without that phone. The room tightens. Grant studies Mason's hands, steady before, now faintly trembling at the fingertips. Then Mark Ridley, the neighbor, adds one more detail. I heard voices around 5:30, not arguing, just tense. Alana writes the line that deepens the crack in Mason's story. If she walked out alone, why did two voices sound afraid? What happened in those lost morning minutes? And why is Mason the only one pretending they don't exist? How do you vanish from a home when every door was unlocked and no one heard you leave? 7:05 a.m. Backyard of Brooke Lanning's home. Detective Grant Holloway crouches near a patch of disturbed dirt. Tiny footprints, barefoot, lead toward the fence, then stop abruptly. Tori Matheson points to a smear of blood on the edge of a garden chair. Faint, almost invisible. Her voice shakes. That's Brooke's bracelet. It must have snagged. Inside, Mason Hale sits too still, repeating, she left voluntarily. She chose to disappear. Detective Alana Pierce steps closer. Then why are there signs she didn't want to go? Mark Ridley leans over the fence, voice tight. I saw him, Mason, around 6 this morning. He wasn't just watching. He was moving things. Grant writes, almost to himself. Every detail leads back to him. Nolan Price adds another layer. Quietly, hesitantly, I saw a car leaving fast, but it wasn't hers. The room goes silent. Even the light seems tense, filtering through blinds like a countdown. If Mason's words were true, who drove the car? And where is Brooke really hiding? How long can someone smile while the truth waits in the shadows? 7:28 a.m. Living room, Brooke Lanning's home. Detective Grant Holloway studies Mason Hale's face. Calm, composed, almost too perfect. But a flicker crosses his eyes when Alana Pierce mentions the pendant found outside. Tori Matheson steps forward, voice shaking. He always said she overreacted, but why would he panic at something so small? Mason's hand twitches involuntarily over his coffee mug. Not enough for the eye to catch, but enough for Grant. Mark Ridley recalls, at 6:15, I saw him by the front door, alone. He wasn't leaving. He was waiting. Alana leans in, her tone sharp. Waiting for what, Mason? Or who? A tense pause. Mason swallows. His composure cracks just slightly. If Mason isn't afraid, then why is the truth beginning to unravel right in front of him? How do you prove someone is guilty when they insist the world is lying? 7:52 a.m. Kitchen counter, Brooke Lanning's home. Detective Grant Holloway holds Brooke's planner. Pages flipped back to a penciled note. Meet Jenna Avery, 8 a.m. Tori Matheson whispers. She never cancels meetings. Not even for herself. Inside, Mason Hale shifts uneasily. She probably forgot. She gets confused sometimes. Alana Pierce glances at the cracked phone screen recovered from the hedge. Forgotten? Or dropped during a struggle? Mark Ridley adds quietly. I noticed the garden gate slightly ajar. The latch wasn't broken. Someone left it that way. Grant looks at Mason directly. Every detail, every trace points toward you. Why are you the only one who isn't scared? Mason freezes, hands tightening on the chair. If he's hiding nothing, then why does every piece of evidence scream otherwise? How much longer can a lie survive before the smallest crack becomes a canyon? 8:15 a.m. Living room, Brooke Lanning's home. Detective Grant Holloway flips open Brooke's planner again, landing on a scribbled reminder. Check with Dr. Naomi Briggs, 8 a.m. Tori Matheson shakes her head, voice trembling. She never misses her calls, especially not with Naomi. Mason Hale sits rigid, trying to keep calm, but his eyes dart toward the window, the smallest tremor of guilt. Alana Pierce notices a faint smudge on the doorknob. Brooke's fingerprints, partially wiped. Mark Ridley clears his throat. I saw Mason near the garden again, this time with something shiny in his hand. Grant leans in, low and deliberate. Everyone has a choice, Mason. Why did you choose to make hers disappear? The room tightens, the morning sun casting long shadows across the floor, and Mason's composure finally begins to crumble. If Mason was innocent, why does every small clue make him unravel in front of their eyes? How do you face someone who smiled while hiding the truth? 8:42 a.m. Brooke Lanning's living room. Detective Grant Holloway lays out every piece of evidence. The snapped pendant, the partial fingerprints, the open gate, the missed calls. A trail that no lie can erase. Tori Matheson exhales, gripping Brooke's sweater she brought from the house. She wasn't unstable. She was cautious. She was careful. And she trusted the wrong person. Mason Hale's facade finally cracks. His voice is low, almost inaudible. I didn't mean for it to happen. Alana Pierce steps forward, firm. Your plan failed. The truth always finds its way. Mark Ridley watches silently, shaking his head at the web Mason tried to spin. Grant Holloway closes the case file, looking at Brooke's photo. She may have been silenced for a moment, but her story will be remembered. The morning light now feels clear and honest, cutting through the tension that had filled the house. The room exhales relief. Justice is served. The pieces finally fit together. Mason Hale will face the consequences, and Brooke's voice, though nearly lost, echoes through the truth. The truth wins. Remember her story. Collision, don't miss the next gripping story. Subscribe to the Veil of Secret for more real-time mysteries, emotional justice, and the secrets behind the smiles.